Hey crafters, Anna Bradshaw here with another preview video for embellishkits.com. This time we're going to be looking at the May scrapbooking kit. Now this kit features the beautiful Simple Stories I Am collection. Let me show you what's inside. Okay, well first of all, we've got the most important part of the kit, the instructions. Shelby always does a magnificent job telling all the details that you really need to know. There's a place called Special Cuts, and we're going to go over this later. But basically it tells you if you're going to use a paper more than one way, how to cut it so that you can do so. So embellishments are my favorite part of the package because they're such a great value. And this month we're going to get the Simple Stories Bits and Pieces, die cut ephemera pack, as well as the interactive elements. These are really cool. We've got a beautiful piece of ribbon, as well as some black twine. Now here are those Simple Stories papers. Isn't this dreamy? And the reverse has so many options for us to cut out and try. This is a paper by Echo Park. It's from the Simple Life. One side is light blue, the other side red. We've got two sheets of the Bazzill black cardstock. And then we've got two more sheets from that I Am collection by Simple Stories. Another cut apart sheet, and on the reverse, a red and white polka. Now let me go back to those die cut packs. So we've got all these bits and pieces, and you know, we can do so much with those, but we don't have to keep them just the way they are. We can manipulate those, and that's what the tip on Shelby's instruction sheet gives us a clue to do. And then these interactive elements meant for sprucing up pocket page layouts, they're going to be really neat to include. So we've got a little folder that opens up and it has a slide band that says I Am. We've got a little mini brochure. Can you imagine all the things you could do with this? And another one similar, you could put some hidden journaling in here on a pocket page. We'll see what we're going to do with those in our layout. Isn't this fun? And you know, these are things that you could make yourself. And then this little interactive envelope with accompanying tags is featured in one of the layouts for this month's kit. Really fun. So let me show you the pictures I picked out, and we'll go ahead and build the layout together. We're going to be incorporating some of these fun photo collages I made, featuring pictures of our family all dressed up in our Easter finery. Let's put these aside for now and get started on those cuts we need to take care of. So the first thing I usually start by doing is cutting off that manufacturer's strip at the bottom of the paper. That way I don't forget to do it later. And the first cut we're going to make is to basically slice this paper in half. We're going to set this aside for later. We're going to use this piece now. Now I'm going to cut into that large floral sheet. This time, we're going to keep this panel. Trim off this yellow journaling card at the bottom. We'll work with this, set this aside for later. Go ahead and trim this down one more time. Set this aside for another project, and we're really going to be working with these 2x2 squares. So let's go ahead and cut those apart too. This is going to be our background for this page. As well as our paper trimmer, we're also going to be needing a pair of scissors, some foam adhesive, and some other adhesives like your regular roller adhesive and some glue dots. Our pattern calls for 2 4x6 photos or 3 4x4 photos adhered about ½ an inch from the top of the page. As I start to lay down my photo collages, I'll be trying to create a nice balance of images that I can then complement with those 2x2 squares. I even found a piece I could trim down to cover a duplicate color block sentiment. Just like with the card kits from embellishkits.com, you can follow the full color picture examples to the T or take some creative liberties as I'm doing until you come up with a configuration that suits your style and the photos you've chosen. I've got it just about the way I like it, but I'm having a hard time with the blue background here. I may have to push this one onto another page. I also decided to go ahead and use that white placement card for my journaling. Remember, the images on those 2x2 squares can tell a story for you too. I'm literally loving this. Of course, you can leave it as is, but Shelby has a terrific idea for dressing up this library card. Find the gold book plate die cut with the 3 hearts on it and adhere it over the I am printed on the pullout card. Too cute, right? This looks good under here. Now let's wrap a bit of that black twine around the red polka dot card and tie it in a big floppy bow. Adding an organic element like this can help break up the monotony of a grid pattern. I don't have any fancy tricks for tying my bows, but I will slow the video down just in case that helps you. Again, choose for yourself which direction you prefer for this bow to go. Now, before we start to adhere everything, I'm going to go on an inking spree and define the edges of everything here. I'm also going to add a thin black mat behind these bottom photos to give them some more weight on the page. All of this is entirely optional. You may want to use a stronger adhesive for this library card if you plan on using it as an interactive element in your album. Once my bottom row is adhered, I'll start to glue down those 2x2 squares. And I'm going to start working from the outsides first so I can get everything evenly dispersed. I'm also going to put mine straight in line with the top line of photos, which go all the way to the edge. But you can see on the example and read in the directions that Shelby suggests we leave a 1/4 inch border all the way around the page for this layout. Did you notice how I angled some of the cards to break up that grid pattern again? A small touch of whimsy. I said I loved it before, but I'm really loving this little card, so I'm going to accent it even further by popping it up, bring a little bit more focus on that phrase. Another foam square behind this red circled heart, a banner that reads "So Very Blessed" over the heart square, and I'll add a couple more hearts in here too for a nice cluster of embellishments. Now over here I've got a folded banner that reads "Here I am," because there I am, and that flower bunch can go down here. Even on such a busy page, I'm still going to attempt to place my embellishments within a visual triangle. Now for a title! I had thought to use these Simple Stories Snap Collection alphabets to create a title that said Easter morning. After getting almost the entire phrase spelled out, I decided I didn't like the way it looked at all, and I peeled them all back up. This canvas thicker set is one of my favorites because of its creamy yellow color and the texture it adds to the page. That die-cut banner over the heart helps me, so now my title reads Easter, So Very Blessed, which I truly am. And it turns out I was able to use those Simple Stories alphabets after all. I used the white letters to spell out 2015 and added it to that card with the bow on it. That way we won't forget which year these pictures were taken. Thanks for joining me on another Craft with Anna tutorial and the preview of embellishkits.com May Scrapbooking Kit, featuring bits and pieces from the Simple Stories I Am collection. I've shown you how this half of my double page layout was built. Here's the other half of that layout. I used a lot of the die cuts to build a long layered title. See how I put those journaled pullouts at the top of the page? Now anyone reading my album can enjoy reading about my 2 young daughters' current achievements. They may go in the album like this, or like this, no, like this.
And here's how the second double page layout included in this month's kit turned out. Our community's homeschool art program students are all fearless artists, and this collection was perfect for highlighting their efforts. Happy National Scrapbooking Day! And if you're feeling choppy, head over to embellishonline.com or embellishkits.com to stock up on spring and summer selections to get you through the loads of pictures on the horizon. Thanks again for watching!